stand up for your own issue, you will wait your turn to lose, because this administration and Congress is dedicated to attacking just about every part of the progressive ecosystem and the basic tenets of American democracy. So from a moral standpoint and a strategic standpoint, we thought this was necessary to say no to this, to stand up and protect everybody in America. Now, this works. We have seen this works. The #1 legislative priority of this administration and Congress, eviscerating the Affordable Care Act, passing Trump Care, it failed. It did not fail because of healthcare advocates. It was not won just by healthcare advocates. It was won because everybody stood up. Immigrant rights advocates stood up. Dreamers stood up. And they saved this legislation. This was a victory of people coming together, standing indivisible, and ensuring that everybody is protected. The first announcement that I saw after Trump made his announcement on DACA, the first announcement I saw from Advocates for Dreamers, it was not an attack on Donald Trump. It was not a statement about political strategy. It was an advertisement for the Suicide Prevention Hotline. That was the first thing that I saw that came out. Because this is not a political game for them. This is not positioning. This has real concrete impacts. This is a threat to their lives. And that's why we're here fighting with them, because we believe it is a moral responsibility, but we also, again, believe this is a strategic responsibility to stand together. Now, this is why we were disappointed this week. We were disappointed because Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer went into the Oval Office and made a deal with a white supremacist that left Dreamers out. That's not editorializing, that's what happened this week. Now, that's clearly disappointing, and I understand that there are Democrats who have been fighting very hard for that. We've heard from some of them just already in this room. There are many Democrats who are going to keep on fighting for that. There are some that are spinning this as a quote-unquote win for their side, and that this is a quote-unquote loss for the Republican side. From our point of view, what we saw was they traded real political leverage they had this week for vague political leverage in the future and for a good news cycle. But this is not about news cycles. This is not a political game for the Dreamers. This is not a political game for the indivisible groups across the country who are standing up against the white supremacists who are threatening them and other Americans. Now, Trump is a white supremacist. We know this. That's not news, and that's why, while his action on DACA was reprehensible, it was not altogether surprising. It was a continuation of a series of attacks he has made on Americans across the country. But that was Trump's action. Trump does not have control of Congress. Members of Congress have control of Congress. So if they fail to pass a clean dream bill, that is not on Trump. That is on them. And if they fail to pass that clean dream bill, Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer will not be free of blame. Now, we are absolutely dedicated to work with the members of both parties. We heard earlier, this is a popular thing to do. This is popular among Republicans. This is popular among Democrats. This is popular among Trump supporters. They should get this done. Now, going forward, we think there is no excuse to cut new deals behind closed doors that lead out the Dreamers. We think the only acceptable action to take for any bill making its way through Congress is to protect Dreamers, to pass that DREAM Act, that Clean Dream Act in that bill. And that is what we are going to be asking members of Congress on both sides of the aisle to do. We will not wait quietly. We will not take their assurances that this will happen eventually. We want this now. And we're proud, with Indivisible, to stand behind everybody fighting for this.